Hello guys, good morning and welcome to the concluding part of our conditionals and control flow session, okay, on the front-end JavaScript. Alright, so today we'll be talking about ternary operators, sorry, and logical operators. Then we'll be talking about the switch statement. Alright, so let's start. So what's the ternary operator? Now this is a special kind of syntax for the if statement. Okay, when we say syntax, we are talking about how you write codes. Okay, it's a special type of how you write for if statement. Okay, so let's look at it. All right, so this is your normal here if statement. What we are saying here is if male equals cat, you see this is the voice of a cat. But if else, sorry, this is the voice. Alright, so this is your normal if statement. This is how it will look like. And if you want to learn more about this, in case you missed our last class, I think you should refer to that video. Okay, so now we can transform this statement to something simpler. All right, in a case where we have just one of two possible outcomes, so we can simplify this. This is something that we can simplify, okay, with the ternary operator. Yeah, so like this, you can say male EU equals cards CAT. This is meant to be triple equals, if you recall our last video. Okay, question mark, the question symbol, and you give your response. This is the voice of a cat. Else, you use your semicolon. This is the voice. Okay, and actually we just have to console log this so that we can see it. Okay, then also console log this. Alright, so that is that. So it has been formatted for me, but it could be on one line and still works. Okay, my editor is configured to auto format. Alright, this is a good way to format it. Now something I need to mention here is that as long as this semicolon is not seen, the program understands that you are trying to continue a line, because white spaces will be ignored. Okay, so that's why we can use white spaces here or blank spaces here and here. So as long as this semicolon is not inside, because this semicolon tells the program that this is the end of the statement. Okay, so this can be on one line like this and it will still work, okay, on a straight line like this. But you can tell that this is not readable. Okay, so for readability sake, we just have to indent, bring it to another line and indent, save, and this is the same thing. This looks more better. So what are we saying here? We are saying if male equals cat, then print this out, else print this out. Okay, another better way to interpret this is male equals cat. You see the question mark there. Okay, male equals cat, then do this, else do this. Okay, so that's how it works. This is the ternary operator. in a nutshell. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to learn more about that, I'll leave a link in the description, of this video for you to learn more about that. This is how it is. All right. You could also add brackets to this, yeah, if you like, and it works, but it's not necessary. So you see that when I save, I already configured this with ESLint. When I save, you see that it goes out because it's not really necessary. Okay, so yeah, but it could be there for more readability. Okay, so that's it. So once I need to take this out, and I need to declare mail has to be a known variable, or else we'll see an error. Let me remove it and let's see the error we'll get. So on cut reference error, mail is not defined. Okay, at 10, so at 10 mail is not defined. So if I bring out mail again, it should run now. So this is the voice, this is the voice. So in this case, mail is an empty string, and we're testing if mail is a string of cat. Okay, yeah, if it's a string that contains the word cat, but now at this point it contains no word or no character, so it's false. Okay, this evaluates to false, and if it's false, this other guy runs, but if it's true, the first guy runs. So let's make it true. So we can say CAT, refresh, and you see this is the voice of a cat. All right, let me try something out. This is the voice because this is lowercase and this is uppercase. Okay, so they are not the same. All right, yep, that's how it works. All right, so let's move faster. We're done with ternary operator, and we'll talk about logical operators now. Okay, we have the and, or, and not. All right, if you did logic in school, if you're a computer science person, computer science, engineering, any of those related fields, you would know about these logical operators. Okay, in the logic course. Alright, but if not, it's fine. It's really simple. It's a simple concept. And, or, and not, and they are actually very, very intuitive. Okay, so you should just understand them, just as the name sounds, just how the name sounds. That's how it works. Okay, so let's go. I'll get rid of these guys. Comment this code out, and let's proceed. Okay, so and, or, and not. Now these are logical operators. Okay, we use them mainly when we are testing for a condition. Okay, so in if statements, we can even use them in loops. We can use them at different places, anywhere that you will find that a logical, a boolean value is required. You can use this, to test expressions, okay, that are expected to produce either true or false. So you can use these guys to test. Okay, so this is called the and, but this is what you use in your code. This guy is called the or, but this is what you should have in your code. Okay, and this guy is called the not, but this is what you should have. All right, so how do they work? Let's do an if statement. I'll use the normal if. I want to say if, I'll say const Sandra equals boy. Okay, and const courage equals girl. Okay, now I don't mean that, I don't mean this literally, so don't take it too serious. Then I'll come here and test for a condition and say if Sandra equals boy, I want you to console the log Sandra is a boy. Else console the log Sandra is meant to be a boy. Alright, so this is an if statement that would run. So if I run it, you can guess the outcome. Sandra is a boy. Why? Because Sandra is a boy here. Okay, if I make Sandra a girl here, you can tell the outcome. Sandra is meant to be a boy. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to test two conditions. I want to test for this and something else. So you see the and will come into play now. Okay, I want to say test if Sandra equals boy and courage equals girl. Okay, Sandra, the gender for Sandra and courage is correct. Sandra is meant to be a boy and courage a girl. Alright, so this is something we can test for. If I refresh, you see the gender for Sandra and courage is correct because Sandra is a boy, as you can see here, and courage is a girl. So when you make use of the and operator, both sides of the equation has to be correct. Okay, both sides of the expression has to evaluate to true. So you're expected to have an outcome of true here, and you're expected to have an outcome of true here. So that's the and. You see that just like this, the first guy will be printed. Okay, so this is this. If here evaluates to false, this would not run. The entire condition here would evaluate to false. Okay, when you're making use of and operator, true and false evaluates to false. Okay, the both side has to evaluate to true. False and false and false evaluates to false. Okay, when using the and, both sides auto evaluate to true. Okay, yeah, that's how it works. Both sides auto evaluate to true. So you have true and you have true. So you say if this is true, it becomes true. But if you have false on one side or both sides, everything becomes false. Okay, so that's how the and operator works. Alright, so if we come here, let me take it back to where we had the equation and I said boy here, you see that this statement would run because this would evaluate to false. Courage is a girl here, and I'm testing if courage is equals to boy or equal to boy. Okay, so Sandra is meant to be a boy and courage a girl, so this is what we expected because this evaluates to false and this evaluates to true. So take note of that. When making use of the and operator, both sides have to be true. Okay, so that's how it works. Alright, now if we use the or, if we happen to use the or uses this pipe symbol. You should have that right on top of your enter key on your keyboard. So to get it, you need to hold down shift and press that button. Okay, if you look at your keyboard, you should be able to locate it. You have to press it twice, 1, 2, and now we have the or. So when one evaluates to true and the other false, yeah, it evaluates to true. Okay, actually what happens is this: there has to be one side that evaluates to true for this to work. Either of them, the entire equation becomes true. Okay, so if I had, go back to when I had the equation, if I say or here, this first guy is going to launch because Sandra is a boy, which is this, and this is true. Once you have one true, it doesn't need to check this other side for this, it just runs this one, because the requirement is that one of both sides has to evaluate to true. So either this or this has to evaluate to true for this to work. So if I refresh here, you see the gender for Sandra and Courage is correct. Okay, because one of them is working. Okay, but you notice that this response is incorrect. All right, so when you're writing your own program, you have to write multiple conditions to test for to give a more accurate response. All right, so you know how to use this now. How does the not work? How does the not work? Now the not negates. It's a negating symbol, if I can use that word. It negates the outcome of an expression. For example, let's see how it works now. If Sandra equals boy, all right, we want this to run, right? Okay, so let's save and see how it works. The gender for Sandra and Courage is correct because Sandra is equal to boy, and it's correct here. All right, so if I apply the not operator to this, if I apply the not operator to this, what happens is that this is actually returning true, but with the not, it returns false. Okay, so what we are saying here is if not true, return this. All right, yep, else return this. So let's see the gender, sorry, we are turning this to false. So we say if not true, that means if false. Okay, I hope I'm explaining it right. Okay, so we are actually turning this to what the opposite of it. Okay, so if you are seeing true on your screen and it has not attached to it, it becomes false. All right, so actually what is here is false. Okay, so that's why the second statement is running. All right, so I hope you get that. So in case we are expecting the response to be true, this guy negates that response and it forms the final evaluated result within this condition. All right, so that's how it works. Let's try something out. We'll say negate the result of, so I have to put it in bracket and say negate the result of this expression Sandra equals to boy. Sandra equals to boy, boy ought to be true. All right, but when we say negate, we are saying change it to false. Okay, and then it becomes false. All right, so let's see how it works now. We're expecting this guy to work. So you see Sandra is meant to be a boy and Courage a girl, so this is printing because this statement is being negated, so it's being turned to its opposite. Okay, so we can take it further. We can actually negate these two. So if Sandra is boy or Courage is boy, so if one of these two evaluates to true, then the entire expression should be true, right? Yeah, that's how the or operator works. But if I put this in a bracket, okay, and negate the whole expression, what we'll get is false, and we expect the second guy to print to new Sandra. So I want you to just see the difference. So new, you see, so this guy prints because the result of this expression, this entire, operation is being negated. All right, that's the not. That's how not works. Okay, so we can still apply this not to this. Okay, you see, normally we have triple equals symbol together to get equals. Okay, we can say not equal, so use the not here. All right, so now what we're saying is this: if Sandra is not equal to boy, or courage equals boy, all right, print this, else print this. Okay, that's what we are saying here. So if Sandra not equals boy, Sandra not equals boy, that's false. So this guy evaluates to false. Okay, evaluates to false because Sandra is equals to boy, but now we are testing if it's not equals to boy. So this is false. We come here, courage equals boy. We are testing if courage equals boy. What's this now? This is false. Okay, and we are negating this. False or false is supposed to return false. Okay, because both sides, return false, so it's supposed to be false. All right, so we are negating this false value now, and the negation of this, okay, or the opposite of this is true. So we are expecting this to run. Okay, so I'll go back and say not, so that you see that we are correct. The gender for Sandra and courage is correct. This is what we're expecting. So refresh, and the gender for Sandra and courage is correct. All right, so that is that. All right, so to read more about these logical operators, I think that I would provide a link, below this